Well, let me just tell you, if America's the culinary superpower, then Chicago's the leader. We're at Spruce with Dan Sachs, and you were picked by Esquire magazine as the best restaurant of the year.
That's what they tell me.
Well, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Spruce, your wife came up with the name?
Yes, yes.
And it just kind of a casual name.
Right, well, I think we really wanted to, you know, you ask 10 people about a name for a restaurant and you get 20 responses about what the right answer is. And we wanted to come up with something that we thought was pretty straightforward, represented a lot of what the restaurant's about, honest, clean, and also spruced up, something a little bit special, something that's out of the ordinary.
I think in that vein, this restaurant is not overstated at all. It's not oppressive or it's not theme at all.
Right. Purposely so. We really, there are some great restaurants of that ilk in Chicago, and we really worked very hard to move away from that and to go back to what we believe is the core of restaurants in general, even going back to the European tradition of which people drew upon restaurants as places to restore themselves. And we
the word
really,
restorative is...
we really tried to create an environment here where when you go out it's 40 below, you come in here and you feel like you're in a place where you can feel good.
Describe the food to us, not specifically these dishes, but...
Sure. Well, I think I would say, if I could take a liberty, we create contemporary American cuisine in the true sense of the word. I think people use that term frequently as a catch-all phrase for Southern food or New England cuisine or Midwestern cuisine, and they call it American cooking or contemporary American cuisine. But truly, contemporary American cuisine is something that developed probably in the last 10 years or so when restaurateurs and chefs realized that products were being grown here and people were taking the time to create different foodstuffs that really had the quality that was necessary to create great food.
Why don't you tell us about what we've got here?
Sure. This is a sautéed sweetbread dish. You know, the menu at Spruce changes about every 3 months. We really try to be seasonal in that same vein so that we can take advantage of what's good at the time, and sweetbreads are a perfect sort of winter kind of food. And it sits on a bed of wood ear mushrooms and cabbage. Feel free. Drizzled around the outside is a honey porter jus we made. We have a nice honey porter beer, which is a great winter kind of beer. And then a little bit of mushroom essence around the outside as well. It's topped with a bit of frizzled sweet potato. So okay. It's a real nice warm winter dish. And this also, I think, and this is similar. These are diver scallops that are sautéed. Underneath is a salt cod cake. Salt cod, of course, is a product that's made and was first originally introduced as more a preserved product back when people couldn't always save fish product as long as possible. Now, in the winter, it's a great time. And it's around the outside a little bit of creme fraiche, and you can see it topped with some nice caviar and some sea vegetables. It's really, I think, one of my favorite dishes on the menu.
It's really good. It's
yeah.
killer. Your partner in the kitchen is yes. Keith Luce, and how did you hook up with him?
Luck.
This is Keith Luce, who you just met in the kitchen, and I have to ask you a couple of questions. I know you worked at the White House, and I'm not going to ask you to tell me that Paula Jones story on the camera, but just the only one thing I want to know. Did he ever call downstairs and ask for like a White Castle or something? Or?
No, yeah. We never did much of that.
Not specific to anything, but what are the duties of being? He was the chef of the White House, and which is a great honor. But it's a big job, and it's a long job. I mean, tell us a little bit about what your duties would be. I mean, what's your typical day? Because it's a 24-hour job, isn't it?
Well, not really 24 hours, but the job description really. It's all-encompassing. We took care of the family and any of their guests. Most people don't realize that there's quite a few social guests that come through and stay on the private residence in the White House. So we took care of the family, their guests, and any function or state function in the house, including state dinners, any kind of Oh, we did anything from a luncheon for 2 for Queen Noor and the First Lady to a congressional picnic on the South Lawn for 1,200 people. So
Just a little intimate kind of party.
well, a little bit of everything.
That's pretty neat.
It was neat.
That's great. Tell us about what we've got here.
Well, on my far left, there is the dish that I prepared in the kitchen, which is the wild mushroom encrusted striped bass. And here right in front of you, there is a house smoked salmon and Maine lobster terrine. There's a champagne emulsion and rosemary roasted rutabaga. There is a wild huntsman's cassoulet that we make all of the charcuterie on the plate. There's a venison sausage. There's a classic saucisson or garlic saucisson. There's wild boar inside the actual bean stew. And there is a duck prosciutto that we cure and smoke lightly here, as well as an appetizer which we call a rabbit chop. We have part of the loin with actually the rib chop in on a risotto cake with baba ganoush and a chipotle oil.
It is an exciting time, though, and America really is a superpower in food. I mean, we're kind of running the rules now, aren't we?
Well, I think we're coming into our own. I think there's a little bit of a danger of, I think that a lot's being lost in that a lot of the traditional techniques are being lost, and a lot of young American chefs aren't being able to see some of the traditional classic French chefs as much as maybe younger generations have. And I think that's important to take food further. But at the same time, it's exciting because in the United States, there's no rules. Anything can be done.
Well, the Spruce is loose, folks. What's your address and what's your phone number and when do you open? Right there.
We're at 238 East Ontario Street. Our phone number is 312-642-3757, and we are open for lunch Monday through Friday, 11:30 to 2:30. For dinner, Monday through Saturday, 5:30 till 10:30 on the weekdays, and on Friday and Saturday until 11.
Their phone number is
312-642-3757.
Thank God you didn't say Spruce. Hey, here's to your good health, my friend, and good dining, Chicago.
Thank you.